Hello friends! Say hello, Sneech. This is my little cat Species. Say hi, Species. Hello people. She's always got somewhere to go, somewhere to be. Can't tie her down. So, my friends, my people, my Patreon Earth critters. Here we are today, wearing my Halloween sweater and earrings that I made. I also made this sweater. I tie-dyed it and got a design printed on it. So, see if I can show you. Just in case anyone wants to see or cares. But, I'm really excited about it. It has my like little Halloween town design on the back. And then the front is just tie-dye fun. But anyways, today we are just doing a quick little reading. I'm going to set a timer because I have a tendency of just like saying everything that these spirits want me to say, and which is great, but also today I am on a timed schedule. So, as I'm doing this, feel free to take a few deep breaths. If you have something that you're feeling, thinking for this reading, go ahead and think of that, feel that, and we'll see what comes up. So, I have my Art Oracles deck, which I will pull some cards from. I've got my Sancho Muerte deck, which love this deck. When I need something that's like, give me the tea, tell it to me straight, no bullshit, this is the one. I also have my Night Sun Tarot deck, and I have the Earth Warriors Oracle. So at the end I'm going to do a like situation, I don't know, I wish I had a crystal nearby so I could be like, pick a crystal, but you can pick a number. So we'll say 70 for the first group and 120 for the second group. So if you feel called to either one of those, keep the number in mind and we'll pull some cards for you from one of the Oracle decks depending on what number you chose. So, go ahead, take a few deep breaths as we shuffle the cards here. You can close your eyes if you want to. Some people are into that. We'll see what pops up. Breathing in the energy of clarity, of balance. And allowing your energy to release the uncertainty, the indecision, and all that good stuff. I mean, maybe not good stuff, but allowing yourself to do that release. I swear I've been doing a meditation teacher training and now my back is just like, just because I've been sitting up straight and sitting there for so long, and I don't know, my meditation, I would just do it wherever I'm feeling it. So like me doing a seated meditation, it's been a little while. So now my back's like, we're building those muscles, but honestly, this hurts. So, the first card out was the Ten of Wands. Second card's out, because they came out together, the Chariot. And then we've also got the Two of Swords. So, interesting vibe here. These three cards kind of give me this idea of there's endings and there's new beginnings happening. And it's funny because I just did a reading yesterday that kind of had the same sort of theme and concept, and there was even a 10 of somethings card that came out. Like, I think it was 10 of Swords. But for this situation, I feel like there is maybe there's an ending that you have already come to where it's just like there was a lot of passion, there was a lot of fiery energy, there was a lot of kind of maybe trying to combat something that just needed to be handled, where you were continuously making communications with people and contacting people and having to hash things out and seeing if people would approve of different things and seeing if things were okay, good to go, etc. And at the same time, I just feel like there's also this energy of just kind of feeling drained, of needing to re-energize yourself, of needing to, even though what you were fighting for is important, or what you have been fighting for is important, and you know, it's important to get to that end goal and important to wrap up those loose ends and sign those contracts or whatever the case might be. There's also kind of this message of like running yourself, so it's kind of like a car that just continues to run in the driveway and it's just like running out of gas, you know, just because it's not really moving anywhere. I mean, it's not really doing much, so it might not run out of gas as quickly, but you know, I mean, even if you think about it like a car with the light on, it's like just continuously the light is on, the battery's continuing to run, and then the battery finally runs out. And you know, sometimes you don't even know it because then you walk out to the car and it's like, oh geez, you know. So I don't know why that came to mind, but just kind of this energy of just continuing to run and run yourself ragged, almost to the point where it's like you're running out of energy, things are ending, and it's like you don't even have the energy to go through with the endings that are taking place. It's like you fought so hard that now that you're finally at the goal, you don't have any energy to be present for the goal. You've worked endlessly trying to set up the party, and now that the party is finally happening, you want to go to sleep. So excuse me, within these changes and shifts and everything that's taking place, there's this big message of allowing yourself to kind of wrap up those loose ends and come to a conclusion, bring things to a conclusion, but also, as you do so, allowing yourself to conserve your energy at the same time. And I don't normally do this, but I'm feeling led to just like see what the guidebook has to say about this card. And I honestly really like the guidebook that goes with this deck. So give me 1 second as I look this up, just because, you know, and like I said, I don't normally do this, but sometimes I just feel led to just see what the guidebook says. And I do like that because then you kind of see and feel the intention of the artist and writer of these decks, because then you can kind of get the vibe that they're going for, their interpretation of that card. Anyway, so 10 of Wands, oops, wrong page, excuse me. The transformation is now complete and the new beginning has begun, or it has been created. Oh my gosh, the new beginning that has been created is ready to fly outside to the world, bringing with it success and creative and professional realizations. The 10 of Wands brings with it completion, attraction, new experiences, and only in the case of indecision or doubts, like I said, indecision, crazy, can it be transformed instead of oppression, obstacles, and betrayal. I'm going to reread that just because I felt like it was broken up. The 10 of Wands brings with it completion, attraction, new experiences, and only in the case of indecision or doubts can it be transformed instead into oppression, obstacles, and betrayal. So when there's indecision, that energy of completion, etc., can actually become oppression, obstacles, and betrayal, because you're not completely certain of what you're doing and you're indecisive about it, so you're making all these decisions that might, you know, kind of be self-sabotaging. Excuse me, sorry, I've been talking a little bit today. The advice of the dead: do not leave too many situations suspended, or they will get the better of you in terms of achieving what you desire. So I think that's so funny, because I was talking about, you know, leaving the light on in your car, you know. You leave it on overnight, you don't know that it's on, and then once you walk out to your car ready to leave to go to work, boom, oh, can't even start the car, you know. And it's funny because it's like that same energy of, if you, what did they say? Don't Do not leave too many situations suspended. Don't leave your car light on for too long, or they will get the better of you in terms of achieving what you desire. Can't get to work because you left your car light on, and so now you have to go and see if you can find a jump if you don't have a portable jumper in your car. Which those do exist. If you don't have one, definitely snag one. They are a lifesaver. They're amazing. And it saves you having to navigate how you put your cars together to get, the car jumped. But anyway, so funny that is in perfect alignment with that message. So definitely allowing yourself to create this clarity that needs to happen within you, so that as you come to completion with these things, you have a certain certainty within yourself that allows you to propel yourself forward in a way where you are certain about the actions that you are making moving forward. And that way it kind of saves you any trouble of like making decisions out of lack, out of feeling oppressed, out of feeling, what's the word? Feeling any grudges or anything like that. It allows you to move yourself forward in a way where you aren't holding on to those things, and you're kind of creating a different energy for yourself as you step forward into these things after completion and into your new beginning. So pay attention to that. But there's a strong forward moving energy that's taking place right now. We see it with the Chariot card that's coming up here, and I think this is so interesting that it came out, because it's like Chariot often is like depicted as this card where there are two horses moving forward, and I swear I saw something like that, and I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of another deck, I don't know. But usually it's like two horses moving forward. It's one black horse, one white horse. I kind of interpret that as a yin-yang energy, where you kind of have to have both to move forward. You have to have the light and you have to have the shadow. Within yogic and kind of Hindu and Indian teachings, there's this idea that in order to kind of come into this space of immortality, you need both that yin and yang energy. You need both that dark and light energy. You need both that shadow and that higher frequency. You can't reach this level of whatever you think you're going to reach, even though within those teachings we know that there are no levels to this shit. It's just like, it is what it is. You are here to grow and learn. It's not necessarily like you start from point A to get to point B. It's like you exist, you've always existed, and there's no like, I don't know, crappy story that you came from. For some people, I don't know, maybe, but in those teachings there's no terrible story that you came from that you have to overcome in this lifetime. Each lifetime is just another path to learning, another path to realization. And there was something I just wrote that was inspired by my astrology teacher. I'm gonna find it really quick. Evolving is remembering who we are. It's not necessarily doing all the tasks to reach a semblance of what we perceive as enlightenment. And so that's that same sort of energy here. But in order to move ourselves forward and really kind of engage on this journey that the Chariot is taking us on, we gotta cut some bullshit. So cut the cords, release that energy. Don't allow yourself to overthink it so much that you're just like getting yourself confused as to what to do. Allow yourself to release, release. And definitely that, with it being a swords card, it could be on the realm of like your own thoughts. Allowing yourself to release those thoughts that are holding you back, that aren't necessarily productive to the whole of what you're trying to do. So one last card, which already flew out, which is the Seven of Wands. And I kind of see this as like a energy of like rejuvenating yourself, of restoring yourself. It reminds me of like the medical symbols, which also translate into that Kundalini energy. If you notice, Kundalini energy is like a snake traveling up the spine. I find it interesting that the medical symbol regarding health is normally kind of like two snakes forming kind of the same sort of symbol that's happening here, where they're twisted around each other and they almost form a heart. But yeah, there's a lot of Mars energy. We have Mars in this card, and then there's some Leo energy as well. And I can say that kind of plays in with that Wands energy of the Ten of Wands. there is this energy of you needing to move forward and put in action. But in order to do and put in that action, we kind of need to be over here first. We need to cut those cords so that we can really propel ourselves forward, be present for the creativity that is asking for our attention right now. But again, some of that might just even be pouring into yourself, paying attention to your health, doing some different things for your health. If you aren't normally one that kind of pays attention to the things that you bring into your body, or paying attention to the physical exercise and activity that you are doing, you know, maybe paying more attention to those things, paying more attention to the things that normally aren't necessarily encouraged or often talked about. Things that are proven to work, of course. We don't want to get into anything and just think that it's working and follow social media, but definitely doing things that maybe we don't do for ourselves that we know we need to do. Sometimes what we need to do as well is allow ourselves to rest, and sometimes that's the healthiest thing for us, and that might be kind of what that card means for you, to just rest. You might feel like, oh, I need to start exercising, I need to get into a routine, I need to get in the gym. But really maybe what you need first is some rest, because then if you force yourself to get in the gym, to do all these other things, to start eating however you're trying to eat or do whatever you're trying to do, I never recommend diets. I'm not a dietitian, but me personally, from my own experience, I don't recommend doing diets. I do recommend making a change that is lifestyle related that you can stick to. But again, not a dietitian, so I can't really speak on that. But again, allowing yourself to do things that kind of replenish you, that nourish you, and that build up your energy, that are action oriented and action related. And I know I posted here a little bit ago about what happens if we don't ever move our bodies, or if we stop moving our bodies. And as someone who has gone through some different multiple yoga teacher trainings and things, I know that the importance of yoga is strong, just because it does help with flexibility, it helps with your strength, your endurance, helps with your breathing, and that's why it's so important, and why it's a big element within just health related things. Yoga isn't just asana, it's a very mental thing. It could be how you eat, how you feel. The actual movement part of it is so small. But the movement part of it is also essential at the same time, because again, we have to move our body, we have to get that fascia going, we got to feel limber, and that is what helps to create longevity for ourselves. So incorporating some of those different things, doing what you can on your own, is always important. And you know, definitely taking breaks as we need it, but not making so many excuses for ourselves to take breaks that we don't do anything. Balance to everything. Definitely have days where you say no, but absolutely have days where you know that you can say yes. So, group 70, are you ready? And group 120, I will do you next. But group 70, we're doing the Earth Oracles deck. So this is the one I felt led to choose from for you guys. And let me see where I'm at on time. I think I'm cool. Alright. Just gotta hurry up and dive in. One reason why I want to go quick too is just because sometimes these videos take forever to upload. And so if they're longer, it's going to take a long time. Alright. So group 70, your card is Abuela Medicine, Remedy of the Grandmothers. And this is so interesting because I personally come from, on both sides, women who were very much kind of like medicine grandmothery type of energy, people who often healed themselves through their own energy, through thought, and through herbal medicine. So that's a lot of what I come from. And I'm going to just read a small synopsis, and I'll post a picture in the group because this is a long 2-pager. So, you are on a healing journey. Let me go through just these 2 paragraphs. Believe in the formidable power of healing, of transformation that it can provide all aspects of your being in your life. Medicine comes in many forms from Great Spirit to facilitate healing of body, mind, and soul. Whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits of thought, guidance for the practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into fulfillment of your divine potential. There is no limit to what can be healed through grace. A current of divine healing is flowing through you and to you right now. Open yourself up to participate in a beautiful healing transformation. So similar to what I was feeling with that last card, the Seven of Wands, there's this deep energy of healing available to you if you so choose to accept it and dive into it. And definitely recognize the power that we have over our own healing, even just through the power of thought, through the power of energy, the thoughts we have most often, the judgments we place on ourselves and others. All of that plays a huge part. Even the fear that we have. Fear is one of the biggest proponents for health as well. So making sure that we are keeping those thoughts intact, or monitoring them even, and making sure, like, okay, this is a fear-based thought and it could possibly create issues if I continue to feed into it, or it could attract the very thing that I don't want. You are on a healing journey. Put your trust in the divine genius of Great Spirit and the medicine of the earth, through which divine healing can express itself. As you allow your spiritual connection to guide your earthly steps, with synchronicity and divine intervention, you will be supported for a healing journey that will be profound for you. This oracle indicates a healing outcome that will enhance your soul journey. Your soul has healing gifts, and you are meant to participate fully in an exploration of healing that is of interest to you. You are meant to understand how it is that you are a healer in your own unique way, whether that be professionally or in how you are a person in the world more generally. A part of your life journey. So, might be part of your life journey to kind of seek this knowledge that might be coming to you about healing. And it's never too late to learn more. You can always, one of the best ways to kind of learn about herbs and herbalism is to study the herbs and get to know them, get to know what they do, their purposes, their benefits. You know, you could maybe go through a program that allows you to study I don't know, is it naturopathy? Is that what it would be called? Becoming a naturopathic doctor. Whatever the case might be. Maybe it's just a healing form of Reiki that you're learning, or energy work. Or maybe, you know, it's actually studying to be a STNA or something like that, and becoming a nurse, or working with elderly people, older people within a nursing home, or those that are within a nursing home who might not necessarily be old but just need extra assistance. Whatever the case might be, all are completely valid pathways. And I don't believe, oh yes, this one does have a book. Checking the time on this time just to see where I'm at. This is group 120. And you've got Vincent van Gogh. If committed, stay committed. Posthumous, I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure, don't normally use that word, recognition requires a paper trail. Use the daylight to face the night. Interesting again, because I was talking about the yin-yang, how there's a importance for both. And sometimes you need the daylight to face the night. You need some of that light energy to kind of fill yourself up so you can go into the depths of whatever you're trying to face that might be within the shadows or the darkness. So allowing yourself to accept that all of those things have an equal playing field in your path to self-realization, or whatever it might be. And let's see, finding Vincent van Gogh. Here we are. Aimless and weird, Vincent van Gogh drifted, job hopped, found and lost God, and fell in love a few times, usually unrequited, before finally devoting himself to a painting, or to painting. His brother Theo had the uneasy task of being Vincent's confidant, benefactor and art dealer, a complex and moving relationship captured in their exchange of letters. Battling lifelong mental despair, Vincent created some of his greatest works, such as The Starry Night, while institutionalized. Vincent's famous ear-related self-harm incident distracts from his enormously influential post-impressionism. The fact that he died a poor unknown, but is among the world's most renowned artists today has inspired generations of talentless art students to keep at it. So, just kind of this sense of keeping up with your commitment. This kind of gives me the vibe of like, going through some things that are mental health related issues and recognizing that sometimes you have really high highs, really low lows. That's something that many people who are bipolar or manic depressive experience. Really, really high highs, really low lows. Might not be your necessarily situation or whatever situation, but still something to pay attention to. Even through those high highs, low lows, even through the daylight and the night, allowing yourself to stay committed to whatever it is and continuing on that path. Knowing that it's okay, if today you're not feeling it and you gotta say no, but tomorrow, just reassess, see where you're at, and see if you can continue to put that foot forward. So I hope that was beneficial for you all for this month, and I'm sending you all some good vibes. I know that things are crazy, confusing, wild. There's a lot of just bullying going on and weird random stuff. So allowing ourselves to just keep it 100, keep it chill, zone in, zen out, and try not to pass judgment on others and even on ourselves, especially with all of the everything going on right now. Show some love. There's a lot of ignorance, but we need some love out there. And that's not me being love and light, that's just the truth. So I hope you all have a amazing rest of September, and just enjoy your time being a human on this earth, as much as you can. If I can turn this thing off, we'll find the button.